I'm happy to talk about the Quincy Art Association and the annual library show that's coming up in May. We will be opening it on May 4th, and we'll have an opening reception on May 5th, the Cinco de Mayo, and from 2 to 4, and everybody is welcome to come look at the art and see the awards that the artists will be receiving as part of the show. This is a members show, so all of the work are part of members that belong to the Quincy Art Association. So this is their time to come out of the deep, dark winter and show off their work for the spring. And they will be judged on the best of show, watercolor, clay, sculpture categories, oils, acrylics, etc. So we look forward to everybody bringing their best forward. The Quincy Art Association has been around for over 40 years, and it was started by a dedicated troupe of volunteers who just wanted to network together and bring their creative spirit together. And the city was very generous to provide a building for them to meet, and now it has grown to about 2 or 3 generations, although I was part of the later part of the founding sisters, I guess you could call it. And so we've been hosting classes and annual exhibits and free demonstrations and workshops for, again, well over 40 years, just right here in Quincy. But we draw from people all over. We have very loyal and dedicated folks from Braintree, Milton, Weymouth, as far down the South Shore that still exhibit and take classes from us. We're always looking for volunteers. Our biggest push is, of course, when we do have the exhibits, we need people to help check artwork in, to help hang. Sometimes there's office work associated with it. We have to have, we put together a little listing of who's in the show and what awards they might have received, and the titles and all that kind of thing. So yes, we're always looking for a little office help or good old muscle. We love working with the library. Of course, this has been an ongoing program, our exhibit, but this year we were very fortunate to also work with the library in finally hosting our art films. And it's been a very popular program, the third Thursday, daytime matinee at 1 o'clock, and then an evening showing at 7, always free, of course. And we've had a whole range of artists represented everywhere, everyone from Picasso to Van Gogh, Frida Kahlo, who's very popular right now, and everything's from biography to recreating their work on a big screen. We're hoping to expand it into, even architecture or any type of the arts. We'd love to celebrate them. So modern, the Impressionists, you name it, we love it. So this year, I'm sure Tony Andrade will be showing some of his works. And his wife Phyllis is also a very talented artist. I don't know if people are aware of that, but she uses mixed media. So she does like collages and usually smaller pieces, but very intricate and very interesting. If you look at them, they usually have many different meanings and messages in them. So I hope people will look for her work. Dan Myers, of course, will always have some sculpture represented in the exhibit, as well as John Marshall Dyke. He's actually one of our teachers. He's been teaching at the Art Association for a long time, as well as Morgan Davis. And Morgan Davis likes to paint, we call it plein air, outside. And so you might find her down on Wollaston Beach or out at Marina Bay, any of the places around Quincy. And she'll just set up a very small little easel and canvas and sketch away, and then she might just finish it in her studio or outside. But her work usually represents the beauty that Quincy has to offer, so I always look forward to seeing her work. I think last year it just so happened that we discovered that there was another individual art exhibit that was happening upstairs, and it was people from South Shore Mental Health. And I believe they call it their Discovery Program, where they use art to help people while they're in therapy to discover, hopefully the beauty within themselves. And it usually, is expressed in many different ways, whether it be pastels or painting, watercolors, or sometimes they even use photography. But I think it's fascinating because it takes the art appreciation that we help foster to a whole other level. So this year we are hoping that during our program that we can offer a program that I've been trying to hatch for a long time, and that is a program to introduce people just to the common concept of art therapy and how it's used in education, with children, with adults, with people with learning disabilities or mental health issues, or just sometimes people are just using art therapy to discover what lies within themselves. I think Quincy offers a lot of opportunities for people to be able to express themselves, and I hope that Quincy Art Association just continues leading by example. We have our small exhibits, and then we have our large program in the fall for the Arts Festival, and we love that has integrated the music aspect of it as well with the symphony. So just embrace the arts. I really do value the partnership between the Quincy Art Association and the Thomas Crane Library. It's a way to bring it to the community. Again, focus on the fact that what we do is free and open to the public. I know last year it was very meaningful to me when we were setting up the program, because there were some individuals hanging out in the atrium, just, watching what we were doing, taking an interest in how it was setting up. Of course, I was nervous and frantic, wondering how we're going to fit all these pieces in this limited amount of space. And it was just very, very touching that everybody kept coming over and kind of looking over our shoulders and looking at each piece that came in, and the oohs and the ahs. And then when it was coming together, people just kept flocking to each panel, looking at the work that everyday people are creating. You never know, you could be standing next to any of the artists that are showing in the show at any given time. They're all, citizens of the South Shore. And it just it really hit home how much that show can affect the variety of people, the diversity of people. People don't have to speak English, they don't have to speak our language in order to appreciate the beauty in the artwork. And again, I think the diversity of the work represents the diversity of the population and the people that we have in the area.